Mary Poppins Returns is directed by Rob Marshall and it stars Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Ben Wishaw, and Emily Mortimer. In this movie, Mary Poppins Returns. Set in Depression-era London, a now-grown Jane and Michael Banks, along with Michael's 3 children, are visited by the enigmatic Mary Poppins following a personal loss. Now, I just reviewed the original Mary Poppins, but I don't know if many of you guys know this. I didn't quite grow up with it. I watched it for the first time 4 years ago before Saving Mr. Banks when the 50th anniversary Blu-ray came out. So I have a special connection with the film, but not a long one. I didn't grow up with this film. So I was excited for this film, and I remember watching that first one for the first time and saying, you know what, if they ever made a sequel, Emily Blunt would be perfect for the role. And I kind of made it come true, I think. Emily Blunt is perfect. She is absolutely fantastic in this role. She nails every side of the character so well, every nuance, every element of her. You can just read so much in her eyes, in her expressions, without her saying anything at all. And one thing that I was really afraid in this film was that they wouldn't understand the character of Mary Poppins, whereas in the first one, she is not the kind, sweet nanny that just wants the kids to play. She's actually teaching them something when she denies that there are magic things happening around them. In this film, thankfully, they keep that around. This film does understand who Mary Poppins is and why she is the way she is, what she is here to do, why she is called to the Banks' house again after so many years. Again, it's not only to teach the kids something, it's to help the grown-ups relearn something that they have forgotten. So I was really happy to see Emily Blunt incarnate this character so well, but also seeing the character come alive through the writing. And some of the sequences in this film are absolutely incredible. I can speak about the choreography for days, which is insanely good. The songs, you'll be humming them and tapping your feet to them and snapping your fingers. They are really catchy and they serve a purpose in this film. They are not just catchy for the sake of being catchy. But I gotta talk about the magnificent, albeit quick, animation sequence where the characters go into a 2D world. It's insane what they do here. They don't just do an animated sequence because the first one had an animated sequence. Again, it means something to the story and they actually do something new with it when it comes to camera angles and how they inhabit that 2D world. There's a purpose for being there. There's a purpose in how they get there and how they get out. And there are songs in this film that actually don't have that much choreography or something spectacular going on visually. There are songs here that are just meant to hit you right in the heart, and they fill a purpose, again, because the film understands the character of Mary Poppins and what she means for the Banks and what her purpose in helping them is. And something else that really surprised me was Ben Wishaw. I wasn't necessarily doubting that his character would be good. I wasn't doubting him for sure, because he's a great actor. I was doubting how much I would be looking forward to see him in this film. And he has some scenes that really pull at the heartstrings. He has some of the best acting I've ever seen him do in this film. There's a scene where he confronts his kids and Mary Poppins herself about something, and I think you really see everyone at the top of their game in that scene. There's so much said in it, but at the same time the silent moments speak all the louder. This film doesn't really grab onto things from the first film, surprisingly, in a positive way. This film really doesn't go for the nostalgia fact. There is one, maybe two quotes that are said from the previous film. There's maybe a little bit of the score that plays the instrumental version on the background in one scene or the other, but the film really doesn't go for what you would probably assume that it would go for. She doesn't ever say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious once in this film. So it sucks. No, I'm kidding. And despite understanding Mary Poppins and Michael and having a real struggle at the core of this story and having fantastic acting from everyone, the film unfortunately does have some glaring flaws. This is a film that doesn't seem to understand that the true villain of this all is the situation, let's say the era that these characters are living in. And I was also disappointed to find that Jane, Michael's sister, and Jack, played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, a character who knows Mary Poppins, who was an apprentice of Bert from the original film, they really don't serve a big purpose in the whole story. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I could have had Emily Mortimer play a different character other than Jane in this film, and I think the film beyond one scene doesn't really need Jack as a whole, unfortunately. There's this unnecessary villain that's really one note, and I think it was miscast, because I really don't buy a certain actor as a bad guy. Not to say that those flaws tear this movie apart, they really don't. They are obvious, they are there, it's easy to acknowledge them, but this film has a lot of enchantment, just like the original film. It has a lot of work, a lot of effort into the choreography, the acting, the characters, the world around them, the story. It sticks close to the enduring classics template while injecting plenty of freshness to give it its own distinct retro vitality. It's a lovingly crafted film that does not only pay tribute to the original, but it delivers novelty more than nostalgia. I'm giving Mary Poppins Returns a B+. What did you think of Mary Poppins Returns, my beautiful geekies? Let me know in the comments below, and go check out my review of the original and give me your thoughts on that one as well. Thank you so much for watching. We are nearing the end of the year. I still have lots of reviews for you, including special videos on Christmas Eve and on New Year. So I hope to see you there. Thank you so much once again. You guys are the best. So until the next review, stay beautiful and stay geeky. And if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and click the bell so we can be geeky united.